And it's very nice to have Caesars Entertainment as part of our sponsors here at the Big M. There are a few more. The BMI Federal Credit Union, of course, Big D's Tack and Supply for all your equine needs, the Hickory Lane Horse Farm in Findlay, Ohio, and the OHHA, the Ohio Harness Horsemen's Association. You can listen to their live broadcast on Facebook today, as well as Joe McLeod and Billy Walters of the Sugar Valley Farm. Visit them at sugarvalleyfarmsstallions.com. Little Twitter message here from Patrick Sunderhouse. Put my glasses on to read it. Mr. Brower, would you be so kind to wish John Adams and John Scott a happy Jug birthday? They have been coming to the Jug for at least the last 30 years, but with COVID, they are forced to be watching remotely from a small gathering in Nevada, Ohio. Great work today, sir. Thank you, Patrick, and happy birthday to both John and John.
Hey, Dave.
Yes.
I don't know about you, but Don Tiger was telling me he was going to ask me this question before we went down there, a trivia question. And, you just never know.
You never know.
Well, and I told him, I was like, I kind of, and I knew it was going to be fine, but it was just a funny joke because you just never know what some people are going to ask. And then, of course, he asked, and it was, the obvious answer.
It was. Well, thank God you came up with it. I was a little worried there for you a second.
I didn't, but I'm like, this can't be that big of a trick question. Let's roll with it. So I said, Charlie May, right?
Now, some interviews are much more exciting than others. I mean, how great was that with Don?
So great. I mean, I was just going to say that's, when we do this every year, it's so great that we have the opportunities to interview and talk with these type of people and go through experiences like this because that's what makes it fun. That's what it's all about.
Boy, it's going to be a big ride over the next couple of years. I sure hope Charlie May stays healthy and stays sound. We'll find out eventually just how good he is.
For sure. And I like the excitement of staking him next year. I hope he can turn the corner from 2 to 3, and, we're certainly going to find out.
Yeah, it's tough to write those big checks, but there's plenty of commas and zeros in Don's bank account right now.
Real quick, a shout out to Ray France, the Chicken Man. The Chicken Man. He's at home and he can't be here. So Ray, thanks for tuning in. Sorry you can't be here this year, but we'll look forward to seeing you next year. They're coming on the track.
On the track for our first major stakes event of the day. It's the Old Oaken Bucket for the 3-year-old trotting colts and geldings for a purse of almost $84,000.
Horses are on the track to the post. Sugar Valley Farm post parade. The Old Oaken Bucket for 3-year-old trotters, $83,800 up for grabs. And these are the horses. Number 1, McMatters. The driver, Mike Wilder. Number 2 is Bronze Yankee with David Miller. Number 3 is Sans Devant. The driver, Matt Kekele. Number 4, Emma Town Bud. Ronnie Wren Jr. drives. And number 5, Hobbs, Jason Bartlett in the sulky. Win Place Show, Perfecta, Trifecta Wagering on the 5th. Don't be shut out. Wager now.
Thank you very much, Roger. The 5 trotters on the track for the Old Oaken Bucket. Quick message here from trainer Travis Alexander. We prepped Emma Town Bud for his 3-year-old year in Florida. He is a wicked nice horse. Now in the hands of trainer Byron Hooley. Hey, listen, we've got a Hall of Famer hooked up on the headset in the back. It's the one and only Bionic Man. Tim, how's your Jug week going so far?
It's doing good. The weather's been great. It's kind of weird not having any fans here. You forget how great it is to come here and see all the people around, and it's kind of eerie not seeing them out there cheering for us.
Now, we talked about you when you were in the winner's circle earlier with Imagine It. Just roll up that mask so we can see what that says. It's a custom-made model, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
There it is, the Bionic Man. Now, do you have them in different colors? Is it green? Is it yellow? Is it white? Is it all 3? How many do you have?
This one's the only one I have that's got the Bionic Man on it. I got it as a gift, so I wear it when I need to.
Is it a lucky one?
I hope it is. I brought it out for today. We'll find out.
I was going to say, the Little Brown Jug in particular hasn't been your favorite race over the years, but we can change that today, can't we?
It's been one of my favorites. It just hasn't been too nice to me. But I've had some success in it. Had a second and win a couple limbs, but never got the big cheese yet.
All right, we'll talk about Warrawee Vital in just a moment or two. But again, when you pulled in that gate in Route 23 for the first time again, describe what you were feeling.
It's just weird. Not seeing the fans and getting to see people, and you see people at the pass that you look forward to seeing every year that aren't here, and it's a shame, and it's too sad for the fairgrounds and the horse business.
Now, normally you and Ashley and the family would be here in a camper, right?
Yep, normally we do. This year it's just me coming solo and going to go on after here and go to Hoosier and then go back to East.
I was going to say, so how's that hotel thing working out? You're surviving as well as we out in this particular spot?
Exactly. Exactly, yep.
Hey, listen, I'm joined by the president of the OHHA, Mr. Steve Bateson here, and I've got Wendy Ross alongside. Question for Tim, Steve?
Well, Tim, you're all over the country and in Canada. What do you think the progress has been of these Ohio-bred horses? You drove a very nice one in a very nicely driven race in the second race today, I believe, with Imagine It. What's your thoughts? You've been racing at the Delaware for a number of years. Are we making progress here?
Oh, hands over fist, absolutely. When you have money, the breeding is going to get better. You're going to get better stallions, and the breeders are going to invest more in better race mares. So whenever that happens, you get better quality stock on the racetrack, and it's already shown in the state of Ohio.
How many more trips to Ohio have you made this year?
I went to Scioto once. I went to Miami Valley early in the year, but that's been about it.
So you guys will laugh. Last year, do you remember Tim and I drove around on the golf cart and hit the midway. Tim, I don't think we're going to be able to do that this year, but that's okay because I think I kicked your butt on that slide race anyway, didn't I?
Yeah, you always want to win.
The slide race was I didn't really like it, and then we went down the slide. We had some fries and we played some games.
Yeah, it was a good time.
It was fun. Yeah, it was fun. But not being able to do that today. But Tim was such a good sport. Last time out, even though he did kind of miss my Zoom call this year, but that's okay because he was mowing the lawn he said he was anyway.
I was mowing grass.
The grass, not the lawn.
Yeah, we've heard a lot of mending fences and mowing grass and things like that. What did you do during the shutdown when you couldn't work? Because I know you're used to going, 100 miles an hour all day.
Yeah, the first couple of weeks I didn't mind it too bad because I got to stay at home. But as it wore on, I was itching to go back and race. So I just did a lot of home jobs. I actually just fixed up some of the run-in sheds and, did a lot of painting and a lot of honeydew jobs. So
honeydew jar, yeah.
I'm surprised you didn't get into barrel racing with Ashley.
Well, there was no places to go, but we did ride a lot around the house. I have a riding horse, and my daughter loves to ride. So, I've been trying to rope a little bit, and I've got a roping dummy at home, so I've been doing a little bit of that.
Now, don't let him fool you guys. The roping machine in the Tetrick family is Trace Tetrick. He is the roping machine, and he's like part cowboy too, right?
Oh, for sure. Yep. When we was kids, we rode a lot and rode horses all the time, and we did a little roping when we was kids, and for the last 15, 20 years, I've not been able to do it. But the last year or so, I've been trying to practice back up.
Listen, all of us here in Ohio and all of us back in New Jersey, we want to congratulate you again on your selection into Harness Racing's Hall of Fame. We didn't get to have that nice dinner under the tent up in Goshen this year, but how special of a night is it going to be as long as we can do it next summer?
Oh, it'll be great. It's just an honor to be recognized from my peers and people that think that I deserve that spot. So it's a big honor for me.
Tim, one thing I wanted to talk to you about. Earlier today I saw you had the Tim Tetrick gear on, and it was awesome. He had the Tetrick racing gear. But Winnie from New Vocation, she's reached out to me, and talk about New Vocations a little bit. And how about Ernest, the watch company, or what is it, Ernest Benz?
Ernest Benz, it's a new watch company.
So you have two things you're involved in. New Vocations has always been so great, and you're a huge contributor of that. Now, you guys talked about things we couldn't do this year. The auction that they have for New Vocations in the big tent was not able to be had this year. So
it actually saved me a lot of money.
Well, yeah, so it probably saved a couple people a lot of money. But they are having a fall standardbred giving campaign going on right now. So if anyone is interested, you can donate to the New Vocations and contact 734-320-7918 if you need, and that's to contact Winnie if you need any information. So anyone that couldn't come to the auction because we didn't have it last night, you can still donate to New Vocations, and Tim is such a big component of that, correct?
Oh, absolutely. The aftercare for these racehorses, what they've given me and my family, anything we can do to help them in their years, I want to be able to do that.
All right, you've got two jug drives. Tell them Lou's got a tough post, but tell me about Warrawee Vital. What have you learned about him from trainer Robert Fellows?
They're really impressed with him. They think he's got a great shot, as long as the driver don't mess it up. But all my people from Canada said he's real. He said he's probably your best shot you've ever had in the jug.
I'd have to think so. I watched those two replays, and he couldn't possibly be any sharper. Listen, Tim, thanks very much for joining us. Good luck the rest of the day. Maybe we'll even see you in the winner's circle for the 75th anniversary Little Brown Jug. Thank you, buddy.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you, Tim.
All right, behind the gate, 3-year-old trotters in the first major stakes of the day on this Little Brown Jug Day. It's the Old Oaken Bucket for $83,800. Here is Roger Houston.
Horses approaching the starting gate. These are the horses from the inside out. Make Matters, Bronze Yankee, Sans Dova, Emmetown Bud and Hobbs on the outside. Old Oaken Bucket Trotters. Here they come. Off and trotting, that's Emmetown Bud. Off stride at the start. Off stride, Bronze Yankee. Getting way on top, Sans Devon. Matt Kakali taking a seat second is Jason Bartlett with Hobbs. Back trotting third. Around the turn they go. It's Bronze Yankee. Fourth, back trotting, but way back is Emmetown Bud. And off stride before the start, McMatters. Jason Bartlett wants the front end, and he's got it with Hobbs. Opening quarter in 28 flat. Racing second is Sans Devon as they race around the turn. Bronze Yankee trots third. Racing fourth, Emmetown Bud, and treading the field as they race over the 3/8 mark. It's McMatters. Appears to be a two-horse battle in this one. On top of the field, it's Hobbs leading the way by a length and a half. Sans Devon right there second, racing third. As they race into the turn, Bronze Yankee halfway home in 57-1. Going to the backside in the 5/8 mark. Emmetown Bud and treading the field. McMatters to the backside and open going to the 3/4 mark. It's Hobbs continuing to lead by a length and a half. Racing second down the backside. Sans Devon closing the gap with every stride is Bronze Yankee third. They're at the 3/4 mark. 1:26-3. 29-2. Third panel. Hobbs and Jason Bartlett the leader, and here comes the challenge. Matt Kakali and Sans Devon on the outside. Now second, head to head, nose to nose, stride for stride as they got 1/8 of a mile to go. Sans Devon on the outside, Hobbs on the inside. Kakali's going to win this one with Sans Devon over Hobbs and Bronze Yankee. 1:55.
So the only filly in the race gets the job done. And I've got a backstory to this one, Steve.
It's Matt Kakali's first drive of the week, right?
I think it was, but Ronnie Burke forgot to enter this one in the bucket on Wednesday.
Yeah, I was just wondering.
Yeah.
Because I'm thinking when I did my open, I was like, I thought the bucket was, so this is, okay, this was the old...
If a filly is eligible to the bucket,
okay, wow.
She's also eligible to the Old Oaken Bucket if she pays the extra fees, which they did.
Okay.
So he entered her, and I called him. I said, "Hey, Ronnie, you got the only. I'm just touching base. You got the only filly in there." He goes, "Oh, geez, I missed the bucket." He goes, "Oh yeah, just leave her in the Old Oaken Bucket then." Man, she wins.
Well,
yeah, so it worked out. Well, it turned out to be kind of a match race actually, but yes.
Start of the race, we lost 3 horses before we got through the first turn, and Kakali just sat there measured behind Jason Bartlett and Hobbs, kind of the heavy favorite, and. As they turned for home, Kakali said, go, and this filly said, yeah.
Yeah, nice win in an $83,000 race. Compact field of 5, which is pretty much down to 2 after the start there.
It could be a stroke of luck for the Burke Brigade here. Winning this, that's a pretty nice notch in the belt, winning the bucket with a filly.
But, Ronnie did not hesitate to put her, once he realized it was the wrong day, he didn't hesitate putting her in here. Obviously has quite a bit of confidence in her, and she reeled off that 155 mile a day for her 5th win of the year.
He shared that with you in confidence, not to share on the broadcast, right?
Hey, it's Ron Burke. He can do whatever he wants.
Well, good way to start for Mr. Kakali.
The home of Lather Up. The winner of the Old Oaken Bucket Trot. Number 3, Sans Devon. Burke Racing Stable, Crawford Farms, J&T Silva, Pernell Levy, Weaver Buscemi, Ron Burke, the trainer. Matt Kakali gets his 23rd winning drive in his racing career at Delaware. Filly by Muscle Hill out of Flawless Lindy. 2 straight wins. Now you got to promise everybody here today, don't repeat this. Don't repeat it. Ron Burke forgot to enter Sans Devon in the bucket. That's why she took on the boys in the bucket. I wonder if he really forgot to enter. Sands Duval. Matt Kakaley beats up on the boys in the old Oaken Bucket.
And there she is, Sands the Fall. Open Company Stakes winner against the boys now.
Yes, I have a feeling Wendy's going to key off of your little insight here as Ron heads to be interviewed by Wendy Ross. We'll see his thought process on this.
He didn't seem very upset even to find out that he missed it, though. I think he had confidence. There are your prices. Sands Default 6-1 winner pays $14.80, $4 and $3.60. Hobbs $2.40 and $2.10. The 2 Bronze Yankee $4.40 to show. Perfecta $3.5 for $1 paid $17.70. 50-cent try $3.52 paid $34.95.
Circle. Wendy Ross. And Ron
Thank you very
Burke.
much, Roger. Ronnie, I knew you were going to get over here one of these wins, right? You've been kind of hiding from the winner's circle the last couple days. Where you been?
Yeah, I have a lot to warm up, and this is actually my little break, so I didn't mind coming over with this one. And they asked Ashley, could I go with them? And I said, yeah, I'll do it. I don't care.
Everybody's teasing you. You didn't think, you forgot to enter the fillies, so she ends up with the boys, and I don't know how you did that. You only got about 200 horses to enter a day or through the week, right?
No, I did not forget. I bucket. I don't know. I didn't even look. I just saw bucket and I put her in the race. So I was like, well, whatever. We'll go against the boys. I've said all year, I think the fillies this year are tougher than the colts. So, I've raced the filly against the colts in the Hambo. I'm sure we're going to do it again in the Futurity. Like, it's really the fillies are tougher. You have Ramona Hill. You have the filly Brian drives, my filly. They're just better than the colts this year, so I don't think it's a big deal to race them anyhow.
Well, you've won a lot of trophies, but you think you said you really are happy with this old Oaken Bucket, that you really liked it as a trophy. So congratulations.
Yeah.
Now this filly's a talented filly. It kind of turned out to be a touch of a match race here, but I think she was still impressive. Where does she go from here?
Yeah, she has everything. She goes Lexington. She has the Breeders' Crown. She's actually she is a full sister to Southwind Frank, that was one of our top horses, and we've had big hopes for her. She got a little kind of lost behind Crucial and Sledge in our barn, but in the last couple weeks she seems to be getting better. First time no shoes today, so she seemed like a little bit even quicker off the gate with that. I was kind of mad at Matt when he didn't park Jason, but then when I was like, oh, what the hell, maybe he does know better than me. So
real quick, see you at the beach in Cattle Wash. Not two favorites going into the jug, but you're in search of that third Little Brown Jug trophy. You don't play. You think you got a shot. You always do.
Cattle Wash I would have loved if he hadn't drawn 7, but David told me, don't worry, he'll figure it out. So if it's not, it's on David. And see you at the beach. He's a high talented horse, and if I have him rigged up right, that we can go through the first turn as fast as we possibly can. He can go fast enough. That's not going to be a problem. It's just getting him through, going the speed that we need to go.
Ronnie, thank you so much. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Winning trainer, Ronnie Burke.
Results are official. 5th race. Number 1, McMatters, 5. The 2, Bronze Yankee, 3. The 3, Sands Duval, the winner. Number 4, Emmatown Bud, 4. Number 5, Hobbs, 2. Top down, 5, 3, 1, 4, 2 on the bottom. Time of the mile, 1:55. Post time for the upcoming 6th race in 8 minutes. Buckeye Stallions Series 3-year-old filly Pacers. Field of 7. Win, plays, show. Perfecta, try. Superfecta wagering. Don't be shut out. Wager now.
And we have our first live monkey sighting of Jug Week in the stands.
Well, I think that's from the Beaver Brigade,
that
isn't
might
it?
Be.
Amanda Beaver's monkey.
We'll take this short break and come on right back.
Harris Hoosier Park invites you to an exclusive opportunity to bid on a 2021 breeding of the top 6 stallions in harness racing as part of the Breeders' Crown Charity Challenge. The breedings will be auctioned off at the 2020 Lexington Select Yearling Sale on October 6th at 6:45 p.m. at the Fannsick-Tipton Sales Pavilion. All proceeds of the Breeders' Crown Charity Challenge will be donated to charity. Join us in person or bid online at www.lexingtonselected.com.
With more than 300,000 horses in Ohio, the economic impact of the equine industry in the state is over $2.8 billion. Much of that value comes from standardbred horse owners, breeders, trainers, and drivers who participate in the sport of harness racing. The mission of the Ohio Harness Horsemen's Association is to preserve, protect, promote, and serve the entire standardbred industry in Ohio and beyond. To learn more about the Ohio Harness Horsemen's Association, go to ohha.com. That's ohha.com.
Horse racing is a great sport, and now you can have a horse in the race. Own a little and love it a lot. TheStable.ca is an award-winning horse ownership experience. Purchase as little as 1% of a racehorse and pay a set monthly fee. No surprises, modest investment, low risk, and completely accessible and transparent operations. TheStable.ca offers a unique, engaging racehorse ownership experience and features great customer service and consistent updates about your horse. Our innovative video production team tracks your horse's training progress, and clients are encouraged to visit the horses at any time. TheStable.ca is right for harness racing, and if you want to have a horse in the race, it's right for you too. For more information about The Stable, email Anthony at thestable.ca or call 519-400-4263.
When you need supplies for your horse, one name stands out: Big D's. Since 1974, Big D's Tack and Vet Supply has been the equine experts you can trust. Whatever your horse needs is available at Big D's Tack and Vet Supply. Visit the retail outlet in Streetsboro, Ohio, or order online at BigDWeb.com. Most orders shipped that day, or call 1-800-321-2142. Big D's Tack and Vet Supply.
BMI Federal Credit Union is here for all your lending needs, whether buying a car, paying for college, or starting your family. Let BMI Federal Credit Union help turn your dreams into reality. With our first-time homebuyer program, adjustable or fixed-rate mortgage loans, and personalized member service, now is a great time to purchase or refinance. Our loan specialist will work with you each step of the way. Learn more at bmifcu.org or contact us at 800-233-6880. Let's make it happen together.
And we're back at the Delaware County Fairgrounds. A look back near the paddock. Looks like Tim Tetrick and Chris Page checking out the program.
Yeah, quick call out. I think you guys have done this, but a call out to a couple of those sponsors. Big D's in Streetsboro, providing all the tack and hardware and necessities that horsemen need and pet owners. Streetsboro, Ohio, Trish Cross does an excellent job up there in answering questions and providing overnight service for all those needs. And the stable, Dossier, Anthony McDonald, what a nice job yesterday to close out the Delaware week, winning a Breeders' Championship with My Jazz. Bought 9 Ohio breds last Friday at the Ohio Select Sale. He's targeting to buy 20, so if you're interested in getting in the horse business, My Stable Dossier.
And also, hard to believe, Big D's, vet and tack supply, multi-million-dollar business now. Started out as a tack shop on Northfield's backstretch.
Crazy, right?
Yeah.
They still supply the backstretch, don't they? Still have, you can buy
There's
tack?
still a Northfield tack shop. I'm not sure if it's his or not, but I'm sure some of their products are for sure.
Sure. Here's the selections from the previous, or for this next race. Roger likes a 7, Dave the 3, Wendy the 3. Post Parade.
Sugar Valley Farm Post Parade. Buckeyes Stallion Series 3-year-old filly pacers. Number 1, Contrato with Brett Miller. Number 2, Rock My World TL. Ken Holiday, the driver. Stepping onto the track, the 3, Odds On Athens with Peter Rad. Number 4, McAir Guitar, the driver, Hunter Myers. Number 5, Tiny Bit of Sky with Tim Tetrick. Number 6 is She Hit the High Note, Jeff Nysonger. And number 7, Hoochie Girl, Tyler Smith in her sulky. Win, play, show, perfecta, trifecta, superfecta wagering on the 6th. Don't be shut out. Wager now.
All right, those are the horses for the 6th. Early even money favorite here is Hoochie Girl in this Buckeye Stallion Series 3-year-old filly pace. We're going to head back to the paddock shortly with the guy driving one of the favorites in this year's Little Brown Jug, Mike Wilder.
Excellent.
Well, I can't wait to talk to Mike.
Yeah.
I just received okay.
Oh, he's ready. Okay.
Hey, Mike, it's Wendy with Steve Bates and Dave Bianconi. How you doing back there?
Great. How are you guys?
Hey, Mike.
Hey.
Fantastic. Of course, we're only a couple hours away now from one of the biggest races you'll ever drive, Mike Little Brown Jug. And I know you've driven in it before, but this time you've got the morning line favorite in Catch the Fire. Talk about your thoughts going in.
Oh, my thoughts are good going in. I've driven him now for the last year and a half. I love the colt. And, I'm excited every time I get to drive him. He's a pretty special horse, and I'm looking forward to the moment.
We had a chance to talk the other night. I mean, he raced so well in the Adios, Elim, and Final, hanging on with 49 and change performances in both of those miles. Came to the Milstein at my place, unfortunately, did not race well in his next start, and then was a little off at the Red Mile in the Kentucky Sire Stakes. I know you and John Ackley spoke then, and the horse went on Lasix, and it seemed to make a difference his last start.
Yeah, it sure did. It really made a difference. I mean, like being said, he is a nice colt, but he needed added Lasix, and he raced tremendous on a really bad racetrack that day. So I really feel very confident today, and I think he's coming in true form. I got to speak with John a little bit this morning, and he said he's been good all week.
And, that race at the Red Mile was a Kentucky Sire Stakes leg back on September 13th. He closed well, finished second to the best horse in the division, Tall Dark Stranger.
Yeah, Tall Dark Stranger. I mean, he's like the top horse in the country right now, 3-year-old pacers, and my horse was closing in on him pretty hard. So, like I said, I hope he can come back today and be just as sharp, because I think that's as sharp as he's been all year. Even though he won the Adios, he was very sharp his last start.
Dave, Catch the Fire, I got to hang with him today in the Jug Barn and take some photos with him. And he, Mike, he's not a huge horse. He's not. Nah. But he's you can just tell by the look in his eye, like, how gritty he is, and he's just a good horse, but he's definitely small. And then I went down, then I checked out War We Vital, and he's a giant. And I actually said to myself, I was like, David versus Goliath here. It kind of is, all right? Wouldn't you say that Vital horse is a big horse?
Yeah, my horse, he isn't big by size, but when you sit behind him, he travels like a big horse, and that's what makes him so special. Not only does he's just true grit and got the greatest attitude in the world, he's very flawless gaited, and I think that's where everything comes into play for that horse.
Now, Mike, you had a surprise today. What was the surprise?
I had a surprise today.
Didn't somebody show up today that wasn't supposed to be here?
Yes, my one daughter. She's supposed to be in school this morning there, but she just come out of nowhere. But I would expect nothing less from my crew. They're always full of surprises, but I'm so glad they're here. My family's here, my wife, my 2 daughters, and couldn't be a better day.
Team Wilder, Team Altmaier Wilder.
You bet.
Mike, it's a big day being a Buckeye, coming back here for the Jug, having one of the favorites, having all your family here. We talk about Catch the Fire, maybe isn't the biggest animal, but he certainly is a big-hearted horse, and even when he wasn't 100%, he gave it his all. I would expect nothing less today. I wish Charles Taylor the best of luck, and he admittedly said, I'm a little nervous today. I'm a little nervous, and I don't think, unfortunately, Charles couldn't make it up here to watch Catch the Fire, but I think a big chunk of Ohio is pulling hard for you and Catch the Fire.
Yeah, I've had a lot of people wishing me luck, and I'm just hoping for the best. And it's great connections, with everybody with the horse, the owner, caretaker, trainer, everybody involved. It's been really a heck of a ride, and we're just hoping for the best today. And like I said, I can't wait for the opportunity.
And Mike, we spoke the other night. You've been one of the top catch drivers at the Meadows and back into Ohio for years. But you've also, done a lot of training with your father-in-law, Dan Altmaier. And I understand you're going to take a shot this winter and go down to Florida with the babies yourself.
Yeah, actually after the Harrisburg sale, which they're holding in Maryland this year, a couple days after the sale, we get all of our babies bought up at Lexington and there. Me and my wife and one daughter are heading south for 4 months and take a hand at training the youngsters. And what a better teacher than Dan Altmeyer. And I'm really looking forward to it. And it's going to be kind of like a working vacation. Come back the 1st of April and go back at it, you know. Doesn't mean I'm going to quit being a driver. It's just I'm going to put another page in my book and try something different.
Well, I guess that means for me, I definitely have a travel destination that 4 months then, because I'll have to come down and see you guys. That's for sure.
Yeah, come on down. You know where we'll be.
Well, like you said, why not take a shot now? You know, the stakes money is great in Ohio and Pennsylvania. I understand you've got some Ohio breds mixed in with your PA breds this year, too.
Yeah, we took a poke at we got one so far, maybe one more we're going to try to get, but we got one, and we're very excited about that. And like I said, you know, just I can't wait for the opportunity. My father-in-law, Dan Altmeyer, he's gung-ho, and we just can't wait. Very excited.
You've driven a lot of long, hard winters at Lebanon, Northfield, the Meadows. So
you earned it.
Go ahead and take one off.
Yeah, you've earned it, bud.
Yeah, and you know, that being said, I truly love it, and I know how I got where I got today. There's so many people to thank for that, and hey, it's been a heck of a ride, and I can't wait to take that shot south and come back and go at it again.
All right, they're headed for the post here for the 6th, Mike, but we hope to be talking to you again several times later in the day.
Bye, Mike. Thanks.
Thanks a lot.
Good luck, Mike.
Thank you.
And they're headed to the gate here for this first division of 3-year-old filly pace Buckeye Stallion Series. Hoochie Girl, your even money favorite from the outside, post 7 for Tyler Smith.
Horses approaching the starting gate. Three-year-old filly pacers in behind the Mike Wopkenberg starting gate. The gate swings into the stretch, and here they come. They're off and pacing. That's She Hit the High Note, along with Hoochie Girl going for the lead. Odds on Athens between horses. Contrato gets away 4th. Racing 5th. Rock My World TL. To the backside they go. McAir Guitar, and treading the field. Tiny Bit of Sky. Down the backside, going to the first quarter mark. On top of the field, Peter Wren with Odds on Athens. Opening quarter, 26-4. She hit the high note right there, 2nd. Hoochie Girl pacing 3rd. Contrato's 4th. Racing 5th. Rock My World TL. Racing 6th. McAir Guitar in the trailer. As they race around the turn and into the lane first time, Tim Tetrick with Tiny Bit of Sky. Coming to the halfway point, it's Odds on Athens. Out moving, Hoochie Girl and Tyler Smith. Halfway home in 56. To follow the cover on the outside, Contrato and Brett Miller. Around the turn to the 5/8 mark, it's Odds on Athens with the lead. The challenger on the outside is Hoochie Girl. Will stick the nose in front as they straighten out down the backside. Racing on the cover on the outside, Contrato. Trapped in on the inside, She Hit the High Note. Holding 4th, though, Odds on Athens at the 3/4, 124, 3/5. Hoochie Girl coming back once again on the outside, but fastest of all on the outside. Coming on, Tiny Bit of Sky was dead last, now has the head in front with 1/8 of a mile to go. The end of the stretch, Hoochie Girl, Tiny Bit of Sky on the outside. Hoochie Girl with the lead. Tiny Bit of Sky, the mile, 153, 4/5.
Another tight one between Hoochie Girl and Tiny Bit of Sky. Looked like Hoochie Girl held on the inside.
Hoochie Girl pushed the pace a little bit, pulled early, came first up, and took a little steam out of Odds on Athens. And coming in late, Tiny Bit of Sky almost got there, but didn't quite have enough track.
Well, it looks like I didn't choose wisely this race.
Yeah. Well, Hoochie Girl came into this race 8th in points.
So she needed a good performance here to solidify her spot in the Buckeye Stallion final.
And she's done that. You see Tyler pulls at the half. I actually thought he was maybe out of gas here going to the three-quarter pole. Him and Pete Wren duking it out. And look at the momentum Tim Tetrick's got with Tiny Bit of Sky.
You'll get that.
Yeah, he can create some momentum, can't he?
You're going to get that, yeah.
But the 7 really dug in here, inside of the other horse on the turn, picked up a little ground there, and she dug in, and it looked like held on as we await the result of the photo.
Tiny Bit of Sky came in 32nd in points. Don't know that that'll be enough to propel her into the final.
Yeah, she's stuck mostly to the fares with 7 wins, but that was a very nice performance today, and it is 7, 5, 6, and 3.
There's Tyler smiling, talking, per usual.
Winner's Circle, the home of Well Said. Number 7, Hoochie Girl. Miller Racing Stable. C. Gilbert, C. Howe, Jay Hartley, Ryan Miller, the trainer. First of the afternoon for Tyler Smith, his 5th this week. Career win number 26 for Tyler Smith at Delaware, Ohio. 3-year-old Philip and Mr. Big out of Silver Hill Princess. 153-4 with a final half, 57-4. Final quarter, 29-1. 7th win and 13 for Hoochie Girl.
Well, here's a fun fact. I got this yesterday, actually, from Chris Hinchcliffe, and I didn't get a chance to use it because I wasn't on set, but Ryan Miller is the grandson of Doc Miller, who owned Eternal Cam Nation. You guys were talking about her.
Jeff Miller trained that horse from Van Wert, Ohio area, and yes.
So thank you, Chris. I got to use my little information he gave me. We just had to save it to the next day.
We had a stallion in the winner's circle that doesn't get much notoriety. He's maybe not had the career that a lot of people thought he might have, but Mr. Big, and I think for those that remember, Mr. Big was a world champion, one of the best horses I ever saw.
Yep, Virgil had that horse for a while.
Yeah, he had Mr. Big and Pet Rock were the 2 big ones that Virgil had. We got prices. The 7 Hoochie Girl, $4, $3, $2.60. The 5 Tiny Bit of Sky, $7, $4.60. And the 6 She Hit the High Note, $6.20. 50-cent Superfecta, 7, 5, 6, 3, $119.85.
To finish that off,
up to Roger. Roger has the rundown.
Complete order finish, 6th race. Number 1 Contrato, 7. Number 2, Rock My World TL, 6. The 3, Odds On Athens, 4. The 4, McAir Guitar, 5. The 5, Tiny Bit of Sky, 2. The 6, She Hit the High Note, 3. The 7, Hoochie Girl, the winner. Top down, 7, 6, 4, 5, 2, 3. 1 on the bottom of the mile, 153-4. 7th race coming up, no changes. Win, play, show, perfecta try. Pick 4 wagering, races 7, 8. 9 and 10. In the 9th race, Mike Wilder on the 2, Sir Jesse. Scratched the 7, Flimstein, due to sickness in race 9. Don't be shut out. Wager now.
All right, 6 races in the books, 14 more to go. We'll be right back after this short break.
Today, the world looks a little different. Between face mask and no in-person events, it seems like we're missing out on everything. Even the Little Brown Jug. We might not be along the track cheering, but the horses are still off and pacing. And Absolute Impressions, the company you have trusted for your Brown Jug merchandise, has your 2020 commemorative apparel. So no matter where you are, you can place your order from your mobile device or computer. Go to littlebrownjug.com and purchase Jug History.
Bow River has been designing Little Brown Jug jewelry for over a quarter of a century. Go to bowriverjewelry.com to see our limited edition 75th anniversary Little Brown Jug pin and 50th anniversary Jugette pin under the Little Brown Jug tab.
Browse our standardbred collection, equestrian collection, and our expanded equestrian bridal collection. BowRiverJewelry.com. Original designs and quality you can trust.
With more than 300,000 horses in Ohio, the economic impact of the equine industry in the state is over $2.8 billion. Much of that value comes from standardbred horse owners, breeders, trainers, and drivers who participate in the sport of harness racing. The mission of the Ohio Harness Horsemen's Association is to preserve, protect, promote, and serve the entire standardbred industry in Ohio and beyond. To learn more about the Ohio Harness Horsemen's Association, go to ohha.com. That's ohha.com.
Sugar Valley Farm in Delaware, Ohio is proud to be a part of the sport's rejuvenation in the Buckeye State. Dedicated to providing the best stallions available at any price point. Lather Up, who equaled the all-time record of 146, joins world champion Down by the Seaside. 2009 Pacer of the Year, Well Said. Mr. Wiggles, sire of 2015 Horse of the Year, Wiggle It Jiggle It. And $2 million winning trotter, Creatine. For more, log on to SugarValleyFarmStallions.com.
For your horse, one name stands out: Big D's. Since 1974, Big D's Tack and Vet Supply has been the equine experts you can trust. Whatever your horse needs is available at Big D's Tack and Vet Supply. Visit the retail outlet in Streetsboro, Ohio, or order online at BigDWeb.com. Most orders ship that day, or call 1-800-321-2142. Big D's Tack and Vet Supply.
And we welcome you back to continuing live coverage from Little Brown Jug Day here at the Delaware County Fair. Dave Brower back in the host chair, joined by Steve Bates and Wendy Ross. Wendy, you've seen some special celebrity guests here on the grounds.
I have. I certainly have. And, it's good to see everybody. And it's good for everyone to send in texts and messages. And we want to give a big shout out to the Wingfields, the Wingfield Fives, watching from a disclosed location in Delaware County somewhere. But the Wingfields are own 2014 Little Brown Jug winner Limelight Beach that they've since retired. Yes. And they were second in 2018 with their star pacing colt Dorsa Doro Hanover. So, hey guys, so glad you could be with us, and thanks for messaging in. And we hope you're enjoying the broadcast and
they are
having a good day.
Regular attendees at our speaker series, which unfortunately we didn't have this year. We look forward to seeing them next year.
Well, yes.
We should give a shout out today to former Representative Jim Beakey. Today is his birthday.
All right.
And I guarantee Representative Beakey would be here today, and in all of its limelight, he is a big part of the success of the Ohio racing program, played a big part in the expansion of gaming and helping the Ohio equine racing industry. And happy birthday to Representative Beakey.
Yes, sir. Speaking of birthdays, some other harness racing birthdays today. John Calabrese, trainer Tom Shea, Jeff Dabrowski, Frank Calcagni, Kevin Goodell, Nick Giordano back at the Meadowlands, and Jacob Fox. Hey, Roger, did you find out the answer to our question? What is the origination of the Little Brown Jug Trophy?
Which trophy are you talking about? Because it's changed over the years.
Well, I guess whichever one you hand over in the winner's circle.
I haven't seen this year's trophy.
Oh, okay.
So yesterday for the Jugette, it was a brown jug, just like that. And maybe that's what they're doing this year. Last year, if you remember, it was a kind of, I don't know how I want to say, looked like a... well, you've seen the old oaken bucket.
Yes.
This was in the form of a box, so to speak, and they had a jug on top of it, which they would engrave Little Brown Jug 2019 in the winter and such as that. But the trophy has really changed over the years. Used to be like all the trophies in harness racing, they would give silver trays with julep cups and bowls and things like that, but it has changed over the years.
Hey, Roger.
Yeah.
David Edwards has messaged me. He said, hello, Wendy. Can you pass best wishes to Roger from the Tregaron Trotting Club? He said Roger visited us about 10 years ago. So David, he wanted me to say hello.
That was in 2009, Tregaron over in Wales. And we were talking earlier, they raced on grass, and it was one of the most beautiful sights in all of harness racing. I mean, we've got the jug here, but over there it was the most beautiful sight. You look in the background of down the backside and off in the hills, the mountains and such, and I've never seen green like I saw green when I went to Wales. So rich and just beautiful. And the track made out of grass and the racing on the grass. It was just a great experience, and I'm hoping to get back one of these days.
Yeah, Roger, were all those races a mile?
Yeah, half-mile track, race a mile. Some of them went the right way. Some of them, they turn around and go the wrong way.
All right. Thank you, Roger. We also hope that you get back there someday. I know you'd love to travel internationally to Ireland as well. Special hello to some folks out there watching the broadcast today. Tim and Levita Finley down in Florida. They, of course, can be found at harnessracingnation.com. Anthony Williams, possibly at the OTB down in Toms River, New Jersey. He's got the week off, has been tuned in all week. Jerry Warner, thank you for the hospitality earlier. Justin Trumbull, you guys all remember that young man that Joe McLeod brought over that I interviewed on the set last year? We sent him a little Hamiltonian care package, and maybe we can put something together for Justin Trumbull. Mike Bozich as well, the announcer at Harris Philly. They're on the track for Race 7, the Ohio Breeders' Championship. 3-year-old Colton Gelding Pacers, First Division.
Horses are on the track to the Sugar Valley Farm Post Parade, Ohio Breeders' Championship. 3-year-old Colton Gelding Pace, $48,121. Number 1, Cody Hanover with Mike Wilder. Number 2 is Can Be Perfect, the driver, Tim Tetrick. Number 3 is Snow Moon with Tyler Smith. The 4, Elver Hanover and Chris Page. Number 5, Rock Smart, Matt Kakele. And number 6, Mick Freely, the driver, Brett Miller. Win, play, show, perfect to try. Pick 4 wagering. Races 7, 8, 9, 10. Don't be shut out. Wager now.
Thank you very much, Roger. Very much looking forward to the performance today by Elver Hanover, an Ohio Triple Crown champion, 9 for 9 last year, unbeaten, and he got around the Delaware Strip as well. And we know Dr. Bridget Jablonski, of course, in charge of Hanover Shoe Farms, will be tuned into the broadcast. Hey, we've got another special guest on the headset in the back. It's trainer Jim Campbell. Jim, hello. How's your jug week going so far? I got to chat with you for about 5 seconds yesterday. Now we can get a little bit more in-depth, so you're in trouble.
Hey, Dave. Yeah, it's always good to be here in Delaware. We just raced the one horse so far. Hobbs finished second today. He raced okay, maybe not as sharp as he had been for the final of the New York Sires, but he still put in a good effort, and so that's all we've done so far.
I know. We'll get to your Little Brown Jug entrance in just a second, but explain to everybody how hard it is to keep a horse sharp on that New York circuit and then bring him to the Grand Circuit.
Well, it's there's a lot of traveling and a lot of legs too. But this horse has been, he's been real consistent all year long. The main thing was he was on his A game for the final. We did give him a little bit of a breather before the last leg. He was 30 days right to the tee, and raced in the last leg, and then he had 8 days to the final. So it set up really good for him, and he took advantage of that.
I saw that you had that lucky black hat on when you were emptying the car the other day. Where is it right now, and are you going to put it back on?
Well, I don't wear it when I have my colors on. It doesn't. Fedoras don't go good in colors, but it's in my truck right now.
What about if you get to the winner's circle later? Will you put it in your pocket then?
If I have my colors on, okay. The hat won't be on.
All right, fair enough. Hey, listen, you're joined by Wendy Ross and the president of the Ohio Harness Horsemen's Association, Mr. Steve Bates. And Steve, you got a question for Jim?
Jim, I just was curious, have you paid much attention to the Ohio resurgent here, and what's your thoughts on how we're progressing here?
Well, yeah, I have paid a little bit of attention, mostly just looking at the program for the last couple of days and seeing the money that the horses have made this year. Ronnie Burke had a few horses raced yesterday that had a lot of money made, and I think it's probably one of the better programs in the business right now.
Jim, hi, it's Wendy. How are you?
Hey, Wendy. How are you?
Always good to see you, hon. We interviewed John. He was in one of our backstretch buzz pieces, and he ran last week. But I asked him two memories that stuck out with him, and he said obviously winning with Lifesign. But he said the colt he drove for you that won. Tell us his name and how that feeling went. And he said those were the top two that stood out for him.
Well, it was Merger. I was working for John at the time, and it was my first time to Delaware, and so John did a lot of the preparation. I did come out on a Saturday, and I trained him out here before the jug, but it was unbelievable thrill. Actually, I remember exactly where I was standing watching the race, and I had goosebumps, and it was just a big thrill. Our whole family was here for that race, and John owned a piece of them too, so it was really exciting.
Jim, normally you, John, your wives, you have a camper delivered here, so you spend your evenings on the backstretch or whatever. It's got to be a little weird for you guys not being able to do that.
Well, you're right there, Dave. Tuesday morning when I came here, and the first horse I went out on the track with, and not seeing the bleachers in the first turn, and the chairs, sitting along the backside, it just didn't seem real. And it was, we're thankful that we're racing, but anybody that knows the way it has been here, it just seems unreal.
Okay, one last negative question, and I hope it's a positive one. Can you give us a little update on one of our favorite horses from last year, Real Cool Sam?
Yeah, unfortunately, he was struggling with some soundness issues, bringing him back, and we thought we maybe had him under control, at least to get him to the Hambletonian. He made a break in the Stanley Dancer elimination, and then we raced him the week before. And he just didn't have his trot to him, and then we had him evaluated afterwards, and he had some soundness issues on his right hind, so we just stopped with him. Mr. Siegel said, just do whatever's best for the colt. So we stopped with him, and our plans are to bring him back next year. Probably the Hambletonian maturity will be our main focus to start for next year.
All right, well, I'm glad to hear that he's at least hopefully turned the corner, and we look forward to him gracing us out on the racetrack again. Thank you very much for that, Jim. Let's get to some positive here. You've got one entrant in each of the Little Brown Jug eliminations today. Post God's Not Kind for your first one. Tell us about Tell Them Lou.
He's a very fast horse. He was our best 2-year-old last year, and even training down this year, I thought he was our best 3-year-old going into the year. But Sam Between My Toes changed my mind on that, the year he's had. But Tell Them Lou's he's got high speed to him. He is a one-run horse. If he gets his type of trip and he gets drug into the race, nothing would surprise me with him because he's got high speed.
Jim, you gave us a good lead in with saying Between My Toes. Scotty Zeron drives that horse. That horse has won 3 of his last 4 starts. Give us a little update on him.
Well, actually, Scotty last week was the first Scotty's ever driven him. Dexter's probably driven him more than anybody else, but he chose off him in the final of the PA Sires, which Dexter chose right because he won the race. And then when he went to the Meadows, we put Scotty on him, and he got along real good with him, so he got a good feel for the horse there, and he really liked him a lot after the race.
How hard is it to match the right driver with the right horse?
For the most part, with these guys at the top, they pretty much get along with any type of horse. It's a rarity that they don't.
Okay, fair enough. Well, Jim, we're going to let you go. We want to say thank you very much for taking a couple of minutes. We're going to wish you lots of luck with Tell Them Lou and Sand Between My Toes, and we'll see you back in New Jersey.
Thanks, Dave, and thanks to everyone.
Good luck, Jim.
All right,
thank you.
Jim Campbell.
Thanks, Wendy.
Jim Campbell, ladies and gentlemen, always a gentleman and always very upfront with the information. I couldn't wait to ask him about Real Cool Sam, and I'm glad to hear that he will be on the comeback trail. Hopefully, we'll see him at age 4. Race 7, behind the Mike Webkenberg starting gate, the Ohio Breeders' Championship for the 3-year-old Colt and Gelding Pacers. They're going for over $48,000.
3-year-old Colt and Gelding Pacers. In behind the gate. The gate swings into the stretch, and here they come. and pacing Cody Hanover on the inside. Outside Can Be Perfect. Into the turn, Elver Hanover racing third. Snow Moon fourth. Around the turn, Rock Smart fifth. And trailing the field, McFreely to the backside. Mike Wilder wanted the front, and he's got it with Cody Hanover taking a seat. Can Be Perfect, but here comes Elver Hanover and Chris Page from third, now second and going on. Opening quarter 26-2. Elver Hanover up on the outside takes the lead. Cody Hanover now getting the trip that Wilder wanted. Racing third, Can Be Perfect. Around the turn fourth is Snow Moon. Racing fifth, Rock Smart, and the trailer is McFreely. Straight alignment as they pass the stand for the first time, coming to the halfway point. It's Elver Hanover with the lead. Halfway home in 55-1. 28-4. Second panel. Cody Hanover is here second. Can Be Perfect third. Moving up on the outside, Rock Smart now fourth. Snow Moon shuffled fifth. Coming to the outside, McFreely picks up the cover six. 4 in, 2 out. Down the backside they go. Elver Hanover with the lead. Racing second, Cody Hanover at the 3/4 mark. 1:23-1. Backside in 28. Little more than an 8 to go. Elver Hanover with the lead. Cody Hanover is here second. Racing third, Can Be Perfect with an 1/8 of a mile to go in Ohio. Elver Hanover stretches out by 2 lengths now. Cody Hanover is here second. Can Be Perfect on the outside along with Snow Moon. It's all Elver Hanover. Cody Hanover. Can Be Perfect. 1:51. 1/5.
Now there's a big mile.
Big mile from last year's Horse of the Year.
Ohio Horse of the Year.
Ohio Horse of the Year, Triple Crown winner a year ago.
What a spectacular 2-year-old colt he was. And it looks like he's actually rounding into his best form now at age 3. The Burke Brigade has him. They've had him for the combination of Dr. Purgett, Jablonski, Malillo, and Jerry and Teresa, Sylvie, Purnell, and Libby. In the first turn there, you saw a little bit of a drivesmanship, is what I like to call it. Cody Hanover and Mike Wilder blasting to protect their position. Timmy T took a shot. He understood what was going on, and he immediately relegated back into the pocket.
Yeah, that was a drag race, and let's call out to Cody Hanover. I mean, this horse has been on the fair circuit, mainly in the southeast part of the state, what we call the Leaky Roof circuit. It's won 9 out of 15 starts and stepped up big today, coming in second to last year's Horse of the Year. Nice effort. No consolation in coming second to that horse. Big effort, Cody Hanover, Derek Wadaker.
Well, you can't go a bigger mile than that. You're blasting, seating somebody in 26-2, and then you're keeping up with the 1-5 favorite. So I agree with you. That was a nice exacta and a great game plan on the part of driver Mike Wilder, who we just spoke with a couple of minutes ago. But meanwhile, Mr. Page looked like he wanted everything that Elver Hanover wanted to give today. He stretched him out nicely. That final time of 1:51-1, nowhere near his lifetime mark, but still a very solid win in this Ohio Breeders' Championship. Back to the Sugar Valley Farms winner's circle. Here is Chris Page again with Elver Hanover.
Into the Sugar Valley Farm winner's circle, the home of Mr. Wiggles. Last year's 2-year-old champion here in the Buckeye State, Elver Hanover, winning the Ohio Breeders' Championship. 3-year-old Colton Gelding pace. Home of Burke Racing Stable, Bridget Jablonski, Jess Morella, J&T Silva, Purnell and Libby, Ron Burke the trainer. Chris Page with his 8th this week at Delaware. 3-year-old Ganymede Yankee Cruiser of Edra Hanover. 1:51-1, just a 1/5 of a second shy of the stakes record. Final half in 56. 12th win and 17 lifetime starts for Elver Hanover and Chris Page. And what a battle shaping up between Chris Page, Brett Miller, each with 8 this week at Delaware.
Prices are up. Elver Hanover paid $260 to win, $210 to place, $210 to show. Cody Hanover paid $580 to place, $260 to show. Can Be Perfect, $210 to show. The 4-1 Perfecta, $5.90. The 50-cent Trifecta 412, $7.60.
Yeah, another I guess predictable result would be about the way to say that. In the meantime, though, Mr. Houston has the rundown of race 7.
Results are official. 7th race. Number 1, Cody Hanover, 2. Number 2, Can Be Perfect, 3. Number 3, Snow Moon, 4. Number 4, Elver Hanover, the winner. Number 5, Rock Smart, 6. Number 6, McFreely, 5. Top down, 2, 3, 4, 1, 6, 5 on the bottom, the mile, 151, 1/5 to the winner's circle. Winning driver Chris Page with Wendy Ross.
Well, thank you very much, Roger. Joining me is driver Chris Page. Chris, you've been knocking on the door throughout the day today. You finally get here to the winner's circle with a colt that's special to you, Elver Hanover.
Yeah, I haven't fared too well today in photos, but it's all right. Elver, like I said, he's taken me places I never thought I'd go. Perfect 8 for 8 this year. He's had actually a really good sophomore year. It's tough to be perfect, but he was pretty good today.
He certainly put you in all the big events and racing well, like you said, not being able to go with the top colts, but I think he's still impressive, and he never embarrasses himself and always shows up for you.
Yeah, he still's got a few big stake engagements left in the season. I don't think we've seen his best yet this year, so if we can sharpen him up just a smidge more, I think he'll be a top contender.
Chris, you're an Ohio native, an Ohio boy. You live right here in Delaware, Ohio. How's it feel to get to the winner's circle here on Jug Day?
Oh, it feels great anywhere you're at, but winning never gets old, especially when you're here on your home track.
Congratulations.
Thanks, Wendy.
Winning driver, Chris Page.
All right, Wendy, thank you very much. And as we head to another commercial timeout, here's some big breaking news in the world of harness racing. It was announced today that Tall Dark Stranger will stand at the conclusion of his racing career at Hanover Shoe Farms. Check out ustrotting.com for the further information. Congratulations to those connections. Break time here at the Delaware County Fair. Race 8 up next, another Buckeye Stallion series, so we're going to make Steve Bateson stay with us. We hope you stay with us. We'll be right back in a moment.
Today, the world looks a little different. Between face mask and no in-person events, it seems like we're missing out on everything. Even the little brown jug. We might not be along the track cheering, but the horses are still off and pacing. And Absolute Impressions, the company you have trusted for your brown jug merchandise, has your 2020 commemorative apparel. So no matter where you are, you can place your order from your mobile device or computer. Go to littlebrownjug.com and purchase Jug History.
Ladies and gentlemen, just as we like to harness the power of the Buckeye, you too can harness all the racing excitement.
Can we get out of this thing yet?
No.
Oh, I can hardly breathe.
Okay, fine.
Oh, lucky I'm the head. I don't feel lucky at all.
Horse racing is a great sport, and now you can have a horse in the race. Own a little and love it a lot. TheStable.ca is an award-winning horse ownership experience. Purchase as little as 1% of a racehorse and pay a set monthly fee. No surprises, modest investment, low risk, and completely accessible and transparent operations. TheStable.ca offers a unique, engaging racehorse ownership experience and features great customer service and consistent updates about your horse. Our innovative video production team tracks your horse's training progress, and clients are encouraged to visit the horses at any time. TheStable.ca is right for harness racing, and if you want to have a horse in the race, it's right for you too. For more information about The Stable, email Anthony at thestable.ca or call 519-400-4263.
Own a little and love it a lot. That is the hashtag and slogan of the stable.ca. We thank them for their support of the Little Brown Jug. And Anthony McDonald got to visit the Winter Circle the long way yesterday, by the way. We'll tease him about that a little bit later on. Here's another birthday wish. This comes from Tony. If you have time, could you give a shout-out to Jim Postal? It's his birthday today. Happy birthday, Jim. Then we get watching your great show on RTN from Germany. Captain Treacherous's second crop led by Party Girl Hill and favorites in today's Little Brown Jug, Catch the Fire and War Are We Vital. Arguably, the captain has surpassed his sire, Sun Beach Somewhere, in just 2 crops. Actually, captain has 4 sons today and 2 daughters yesterday. Not often you see that in a young sire's second crop. Have fun, and thanks. And thanks to you, Craig, for your note. We're glad you're enjoying the coverage over there in Germany. Didn't even know they had RTN in Germany.
Nice.
But I guess computers work everywhere, right?
I guarantee you Dave knows that there is.
I'm not even going to go there.
Speaking of RTN, they're one of our supporters at the Meadowlands, too. They help us out with one of our handicapping segments. There's no easier way to actually watch the races at home. You get a little subscription. It doesn't cost a whole lot, so visit rtn.tv.com to check that out. This way you'll have total access at all
every
the
track,
times.
all the time, right?
Because I know I've been asked at least 1,000 times in the last couple of weeks, as probably you have, Dave, how do we watch the races? Well, it's a little complicated, but hopefully you've found a way to tune into us, or at least to the OHHA Facebook Live, and explain that to us and how that's come about.
So if you got a Facebook account, all you need to do is go to the Ohio Harness Horsemen's page, and you'll be able to click on live video, and you can watch today's broadcast. Barry Vickroy happens to be been on the show, Frank Frost, Tom Pye. You can watch any of the affairs from earlier this year, rebroadcast, and they're doing a fine job broadcasting today as well.
Our thanks to you, because I've been tuned in right from the beginning when we were watching some qualifiers, but this has to be just an overwhelming success.
It has been an overwhelming, almost too overwhelming. Simply, we now have expectations of like a ESPN crew, and when the broadcast doesn't go as well, like the Wi-Fi goes down or somebody hits a telephone pole and they lose power, people start to complain. But overwhelmingly this week, I've had more compliments about the OHHA staff and how well that's been, and it's really helped people get through a difficult summer to be able to watch their horses race at the county fairs.
Yeah, and it's a wonderful job that you've done. And again, each and every member of that team, they have worked their butts off to get these shows on the air, I guess is the way to say it.
Well, we had a conversation, I believe, on Sunday with Barry, and he was talking about a track in southern Ohio that's kind of famous called Rock Springs, and Barry was pretty quick on his feet. He said, I think that's on video, and later that night he sends a link to Mr. Brower and says, look at this, and you can see what a unique track that is.
Wow, that was unbelievable to watch. I've been to some places, but nothing quite like that, Dave.
I got a number of shout-outs as well. People are pouring in. A lot of people watching today, obviously. Happy birthday, first off, to Peyton Loney, Brian Loney's boy. Sweet 16 today for him. He'll be driving cars and horses probably here before too long.
I would imagine.
Also, Billy Johnson, the thoroughbred agent that checks in every jug year, is watching. I believe he said he might have been, I don't know if he's a Mountaineer or Thistledown. Also, Mike D'Addario, one of our top fans at Northfield, having some surgery today, hoping he's doing well as well. And there's a huge party breaking out on Northfield backstretch, and we'll probably have
socially distanced, I hope.
Extra security there.
Yeah.
Probably needed shortly.
Would Miss Amy Holler be a part of that?
I think she probably is. Wyatt Irvine, Darryl Wright out among others.
Oh, boy.
Yeah.
All right. Well, guys, there you see the 8th race. 3-year-old filly Pacers in this Buckeye Stallion Series division stepping out onto the racetrack from the back paddock. There's the bugle. Afterwards, we'll talk to driver Matt Kikaly.
Horses are on the track for the Sugar Valley Farm post-parade 8th race, Buckeye Stallion Series, 3-year-old filly Pacers. Number 1, Corner Pocket with Chris Page. Number 2, Sweet Tease and Brett Miller. Number 3, Maybe Magic, David Miller, the driver. Number 4 is Passim Hill with Dexter Dunn. Number 5, Will Parade Last. Number 6, Crown Time Pet, the driver, Ronnie Wren Jr. And number 7, McKella, Hunter Myers. And last to the track, the 5, Narina Hanover, with driver Tyler Smith. Win, play, show, perfecta, try, superfecta wagering. Don't be shut out. Wager now.
Thank you very much, Roger. The 7 3-year-old fillies out onto the racetrack here. And now it's our pleasure to welcome in a big part, integral part of the Burke Brigade driving team. It's Matt Kakaley. Matt, thanks for sticking around. I know you don't have too much work left here today. We'll talk about that horse a little bit later. But how's your jug week been?
A lot different, that's for sure.
Explain that. Tell everybody what you were feeling when you drove through that Route 23 gate for the first time this week.
I usually rent a camper, and me and my family, we camp out for like 5 days, and this year we didn't do any of that. We got a hotel down by Polaris instead, and we've been going to dinner and went to the zoo yesterday, so it's a lot different than normal, that's for sure.
Well, at least you got some family activities in, but other than that, you sound almost a little down about it. I mean, we all are, but
yeah, it's not the same. We always look forward to the jug. It's one of the greatest weeks of the year for us, and see everybody, and we still get to see everybody, but there's no hanging out, no partying after the races, and nothing like that.
And unfortunately, that's usually where we have the most fun, but we'll have to wait a little bit later on for that. Hey, listen, I say that you are an integral part of the Burke Brigade here. You've been friends with Ronnie and driven a lot of their horses over the years. Tell us how that relationship began.
Yeah, no, it was a long time ago. I was just a kid. I got my license in Pompano, and Mickey Sr., he was looking for someone to go to Northfield, and I was looking to get out of Pompano and, try to get a shot anywhere I could, and it just kind of worked out. I went to Northfield and stuff like that, and at the beginning it wasn't very good. I wasn't sure it was going to work out. I'm sure Ronnie says the same thing, but obviously I got a little bit better. I turned the corner, and we've been teaming up ever since.
Let me ask you about your drive there in the 7th race, the last race here. You had in post 5 with Rock Smart. You knew you were going to be a little bit of a long shot. Your stablemate, Elver Hanover, was inside of you. How frustrating is it for a driver when no matter what happens, you're going to get a tough trip?
It's just part of the game. It's a part of the draw, and, hopefully it doesn't happen too often. But, I've never driven that horse. I didn't really know too much about him. Obviously Elver was the best horse in the race, so we just tried to get some money, and it didn't really work out.
In the 13th race today, one of the star attractions, that Ohio Breeders' Championship for the Glamour Boy Pacing Colts and Geldings there. We all know about Ocean Rock. We all know about Stanford Court. You're going to be sitting right behind them with number 2, Mr. Wiggle It. This one coming off a nice confidence-building win, albeit at a lower level. Chris Page drove that day. Will you ask Chris about this horse, or will you just let Ronnie tell you about him?
I'll ask both of them. Ronnie will tell me whatever he wants to tell me about him and what I need to know, and I'll just ask Chris his point of view about the horse and stuff like that, just to just to get both sides of the what they think of the horse.
Okay, I'd like to ask you about. I want to call it one of your star performers throughout the summer. American Courage, who was so looked forward to that final of the New York Sire Stakes at Yonkers a couple of weeks ago. He did not have a good night, and I don't know how you want to phrase it, but tell us what you think happened and what that horse's future may or may not be.
That was really, really disappointing for me, obviously, but I felt worse for Travis and Elena, because that horse he's a special horse, and people are going to hear from that horse next year. But, I guess he AFibbed, and it's something that happens, time to time, every once in a while with certain horses, and I guess he's one of those certain horses. But it was disappointing. I'm really, really high on that horse, and I know he's going to be heard from next year. I know Travis will have him staked up, and he's going to get his chance, and hopefully that doesn't ever happen again. But he's a special horse for sure.
Hey, Matt, it's Wendy.
Hey.
So on a lighter note, how cool is the Columbus Zoo?
The Columbus Zoo was very nice.
No, it's so great, right?
Yeah,
Did you even get through it?
We try to go every year, actually, the last couple of years with Ariana. And last year we went and we fed the giraffes and stuff like that. So she adores it.
Yeah, you talk about feeding the giraffes. I've went there and I've done it. You get lettuce or leaves of some sort, and you get it, and they literally take it right out of your hand. And
it's cool.
Giraffes have the longest tongue I've ever seen in my entire life, so it is cool. And but that's nice that you guys get to do that. At least something nice came from the trip out.
Absolutely.
Hey Matt, welcome back to Ohio. You did get a little bit of a nice welcome. I saw a little clip of you and Annie were able to spend some time with Amy Holler as a little bit of a stopover, and it was a little sobering knowing that you weren't going to have the get-togethers that you normally have, but it is nice when you get back in Northeast Ohio. You've got some great long-standing friends, and it's great to see you come back to Ohio.
Yeah, I do. I have some really good friends up there. We went over for dinner Tessa Coran is one of Annie's best friends, and she went over for dinner. And one of my best friends, J.P. Perry, he was there. We went golfing the next day, so it was just great to see them. They usually come down here to see us and spend a couple days with us, but we had to do it the other way this year.
Now, I can't end this interview without a nice positive note. I want to take you back to 2015, Matt, a very special Wednesday afternoon there. You won the Jugette with Sasa Hanover for Mr. Burke here. What are your memories of that day?
That was a great day. You know, she had the outside. Yannick picked off of her in her elimination, and she had the outside. And I mean, the race couldn't have went any better. I think we were third over, and the horse first over cleared to the three-quarters, and then the horse second over cleared in the last turn. That left me first over in the stretch, and she won easy. And then in the final, she drew the rail, and, you know, I got a nice breather, and she just jogged. And, you know, that was a great day. It was a great feeling.
See,
it's definitely a highlight.
Now I finally got you smiling at least a little bit. That was my goal to end this interview. Little Brown Jug, Delaware County Fair. You've been coming here for a long time. Lots of special memories. What can we look forward to, Matt Kakaley, on the rest of the Grand Circuit into the fall and up to the Breeders' Crown?
Yeah, I'll be in Lexington. You know, I'm looking forward to that. I got Dorsadoro tomorrow at Hoosier. So, you know, I got a couple horses I'm really looking forward to driving, and hopefully they're going to hit all the stops.
Well, Matt, we gave a big shout-out to the Wingfield 5 for their colt, Dorsadoro Hanover. So you know what it's like to be in the Little Brown Jug. That was a great colt for you.
He was. He's a good horse still. He's special to me.
All right, Matt, thanks so much for taking a little bit of time. Good luck with that one later drive today. Maybe you will get that lucky inside trip from Post 2. Thank you, sir.
Thanks, guys.
Matt Kakaley. Always a pleasure to speak to him during a week like this. And hopefully, like I said, we ended that interview on a smile. I got a little bit of a smile out of him. All right, race 8 up next. We are in the Buckeye Stallion Series. Good battle for the points here. Narina Hanover leads the points list heading into that final. Who's second? Number 1, Corner Pocket, co-owned by driver Chris Page. This should be a good one.
Three-year-old filly pacers all in behind the Wepkenberg starting gate on the upper turn. The gate swings into the stretch, and here they come. And pacing for the lead, Narina Hanover on the outside. Corner Pocket hits away second. Racing third, Sweet Tease into the turn. Fourth, Maybe Magic around the turn. Passam Hill fifth. Sixth is Crown Time Pet, and McKella trails the field. Down the backside, go on to the first quarter mark. Page 1 in the front, and he's got it with Corner Pocket as Tyler Smith tucks in second with Narina Hanover at the quarter and 27-4. Into the turn they go. Sweet Tease racing third. Maybe Magic is fourth. Around the turn they go. Racing fifth is Passam Hill. Sixth, Crown Time Pet. And the trailer McKella. Straight alignment as they race into the lane. First time coming to the halfway point. Corner Pocket has the lead by a length and a half. Narina Hanover right there second. Here comes Maybe Magic and the Buckeye up on the outside first up. Halfway home in 57-1. Following the cover on the outside. Passam Hill now fourth. Sweet Tease fifth. Sixth on the outside, Crown Time Pet. The trailer McKella. Down the backside. We got 3 in and 4 out. Go on to the 3-quarter mark. Corner Pocket the leader. Maybe Magic is there second. Passam Hill third. Racing fourth. The end of the turn. Crown Time Pet. 3 quarters, 125-2. Around the final turn. It's Corner Pocket and Chris Page fighting to hang on. The outside, Maybe Magic is there second. 3 wide off the turn will be Passam Hill. Looking for some daylight. It's Crown Time Pet. 1/8 of a mile to go. Closing on the outside, Passam Hill. Inside Corner Pocket. Corner Pocket. Late pace, Crown Time Pet. On the inside. Photo for win. Tight photo for win in the 8th.
I guess I would define that as a very slick drive by Ronnie Wren Jr.
he used the passing lane that they don't have here in Delaware.
Let's hope he stayed outside those pylons as well. But look at him right here, guys. On the backstretch, he's going to end up in a third over position. But as number 5, Narina Hanover, begins to gap the pocket, look at the move he makes right here. He slides right to the inside. Now, this is a dangerous move because you never know if you're going to get out here in Delaware, Ohio. But in this particular case, he's going to get a little bit lucky. At the top of the stretch, we've got 3 noses across the racetrack, and there's Ronnie Wren Jr. crying out for room. He was good with that pylon. He was good with that one. And Chris Page is going to drift out just enough. Good surge here. 6, 4, 1, 3 under the wire, I do believe.
Oh, that's tight.
That's very tight.
We've been giving the edge to the inside
I didn't think it
all
was
week.
that tight till just then.
Yeah. We'll wait for it. There it is.
They're showing
6,
the 6.
4, 1, 3. We've got an upset in the top 2 positions, a 13-1 shot, a 14-1 shot, and 6-5. Crown Time Pet with the slick drive for trainer Tom Blankenship here. Shipped down from Dayton into the Buckeye Stallion Series. He had one prior start, Steve, and he won at Scioto. So we got another big price.
Yep, big price. That might be enough to secure a race into the final.
All right. In the meantime, back to the Sugar Valley Farms winner's circle. Here's Crown Time Pet, the 3-year-old filly, with Ronnie Wren Jr.
Into the Sugar Valley Farm winner's circle. Number 6, Crown Time Pet. Jason Shumway, Plain City. First up, Racing Stable, Beach City, Ohio. Tom Blankenship, the trainer. Ronnie Wren Jr. in the sulky. 3-year-old filly, but Pet Rock at a Crown Time Norton. 155. Crown Time Pet and Ronnie Wren Jr. heading to the winner's circle.
All right, there's Crown Time Pet, the filly of her trainer Tom Blankenship, Jason Shumway, in the first up Racing Stable of Beach City, Ohio. Career win number 7 and start number 40. So a durable filly here. That's a lot of starts.
Quite a few starts. She had 17 starts last year, made $24,000. This win today will put her up over $35,000. Tom Blankenship used to work for the OHHA as a track rep for Scioto Downs and Lebanon Raceway. So congratulations again to Tom Blankenship.
If you had these numbers, 6, 4, 1, 3, then you're going to get healthily paid off. Number 6, Crown Time Pet, 28.80, 15.80, and 6.60. 4, Passam Hill, 14 even and 6 even. The one corner pocket, $3. The $1 Perfecta 6-4, $112.60. The 50-cent trifecta 6-4-1, $183.45. And how about that Superfecta for half a buck? 6-4-1-3 will get you back $945.30. For the official order of finish of race 8, here is Roger.
In the 8th race, the win. The one horse, Corner Pocket, 3. Number 2, Sweet Tease, 5. The 3, Maybe Magic, 4. The 4, Passam Hill, 2. Number 5, Narina Hanover, 6. Number 6, Crown Time Pet, the winner. Number 7, McKella, 7. Top down, 3, 5, 4. 2, 6, 1. 7 on the bottom of the mile, 155. 9th race. The Standard Bred 2-year-old Colton Gelding Trot, $47,006. Mike Wilder on the 2, Sir Jesse. Scratch the 7, Flimstein, due to sickness in the 9th. Win, play, show, Perfecta try, Superfecta wagering. Don't be shut out. Wager now.
There you see that photo finish, and there you see some fans. There's Phil Terry and his son PJ enjoying the action. I believe his job this week is as gate guard. A hello to a couple of folks watching the broadcast. Zachary Ross Simon out in Pittsburgh, sending best wishes to the crew. Kathy and Nelson Batesel, who would be here normally, and Ghislaine Paquette. We are happy you're with us. Little Brown Jug Day continues in just a moment.
Bow River has been designing Little Brown Jug jewelry for over a quarter of a century. Go to bowriverjewelry.com to see our limited edition 75th anniversary Little Brown Jug pin and 50th anniversary Jugette pin under the Little Brown Jug tab. Browse our Standardbred collection, Equestrian collection, and our expanded Equestrian Bridal collection. bowriverjewelry.com. Original designs and quality you can trust.
Harris Hoosier Park invites you to an exclusive opportunity to bid on a 2021 breeding of the top 6 stallions in harness racing as part of the Breeders' Crown Charity Challenge. The breedings will be auctioned off at the 2020 Lexington Select Yearling Sale on October 6th at 6:45 p.m. at the Fannsick-Tipton Sales Pavilion. All proceeds of the Breeders' Crown Charity Challenge will be donated to charity. Join us in person or bid online at www.lexingtonselected.com.
Horse racing is a great sport, and now you can have a horse in the race. Own a little and love it a lot. Thestable.ca is an award-winning horse ownership experience. Purchase as little as 1% of a racehorse and pay a set monthly fee. No surprises, modest investment, low risk, and completely accessible and transparent operations. Thestable.ca offers a unique, engaging racehorse ownership experience and features great customer service and consistent updates about your horse. Our innovative video production team tracks your horse's training progress, and clients are encouraged to visit the horses at any time. Thestable.ca is right for harness racing, and if you want to have a horse in the race, it's right for you too. For more information about The Stable, email Anthony at thestable.ca or call 519-400-4263.
Gotta love that slogan. Own a little, love it a lot. Thestable.ca. Once again, there's another shot of the most famous building, I think, in all of harness racing, the log cabin on the backstretch here at the Delaware County Fairgrounds. That's the second level, and I've been out on that deck, and what a pleasant view that is to watch the racing action. You've been up there once or twice, right?
Yep, it's a great view. Great view. I stand corrected. Amy Holler is not on the backstretch at Northfield at a party. She is at home hosting, and the pictures she sent me, they were all socially distanced and had masks on. It looked like they were drinking Kool-Aid.
Way to go, guys.
Having fun. Good job.
All
hey,
right.
Dave, Kathy Bates, I heard you say her name. She sent me a question. Hey, Wendy, just curious, maybe you can find out, what does Dexter Dunn weigh? Not much. Even Hunter Myers' weigh is on Betting Info. Thanks. It's been a great week listening to the show and interviews. Be safe. Well, thank you, Kathy. And I would say it's not a ton.
Yeah, it's not. I don't know. Maybe
he is
maybe
a very
buck,
thin fellow.
$150.
Oh, maybe less
even
than that.
less than that.
He's very thin, but he's tall. He's got a little height to him. He's like 5'10".
Yeah.
So
Normally, Kathy and her husband Nelson would be sitting, not in the boxes right in front of us, but in that lower level. So they're in the sun. They're sun folks.
Let's just
and they own horses too. They race horses.
If anyone is hanging with Dexter, and you guys could you just text me, and if you're hanging with him back there, just let me know. There's a group.
Is there a scale back there that he can step on?
No, but he can at least give an over/under what he does weigh.
Dave, years ago, that was always published in the program.
It was.
You would remember that, and there was an old
remember too.
Thought behind that on sloppier, muddy tracks that heavier drivers were at a disadvantage. That was the old rule. I don't know if do you remember that handicap?
I've heard it, but I didn't necessarily.
But I don't
care what size you are. It's the talent level that
between
matters.
the shafts.
well, that and the talent level of the hands, I guess, would be about the best way to say that.
Correct.
There you see the selections here for race number 9 here. Pretty unanimous across the board here.
I ventured down the backside today with the hope of seeing Chucky Sylvester. I found the horse. I found the truck. And unfortunately, Chucky did not make the trip. He sends his best to all of his Ohio friends. Chucky had a great career when he was here in Ohio, still having a great career. And I was hoping maybe he made the trip, but he didn't.
We didn't even see that much of him at the Meadowlands, if at all. He's pretty much camped out down in Florida, taking care of a family member.
Yep, that's correct.
Yeah, our best wishes. We hope he's watching.
Yes.
He has so many pleasant memories, like you said. Currently showing 4 minutes to post, so they'll be out onto the track in just a moment. There are, again, the selections, and it's pretty much a 1 with a combination of 4, 6, and you're on your own after that, the 1 being Arnold and Dickey. trained by Chuck Sylvester, driven by Hall of Famer Dave Pallone. Shout out to co-owner Gil Short from Williamsburg, Virginia. He normally would be here with us. Got to see him last year at the Ashelman Camper on the final turn. I missed that so desperately. So if you're watching out there, Bob, big hello to you.
I wonder, I would guess this horse probably is named after some relatives, Arnold and Dick Stanley.
Okay.
First cousins of Chuck Sylvester. Arnold Stanley was part of the ownership of Raceway Park at one time.
That's great information, and I did not know any of that. So
is that right?
Yeah, well,
that's
good.
That was how Mac Lobel ended up racing at Toledo Raceway Park. John Campbell flew in to drive. It was a packed house to watch it, and Mac Lobel obviously won the race.
Thank God.
I was there.
Mac Lobel, one of the all-time greats in our sport on the trotting side. Well, we've got some major stakes action coming up next. We've got 2-year-old Colton Gelding trotters. This is the standard bred. We've got a field of 6 after the scratch of number 7, Flemstein. Put Mike Wilder on the 2, Sir Jesse. The Bugle up next.
Sugar Valley Farm, Parade to the Post, Standardbred, 2-year-old Colton Gelding Trot, $47,006. Number 1, Arnold and Dickey with Dave Pallone. Number 2, Sir Jesse, Mike Wilder. Number 3 is Killer Instinct, the driver, Tim Tetrick. Number 4, Sonny Crockett, Andy Miller. Number 5, Tremendously, Joe Bongiorno. And number 6, To Be Frank, Tony Hall in the sulky. Scratch to 7, Flemstein due to sickness. Win, play, show, perfecta, try, superfecta wagering. Don't be shut out. Wager now.
Thank you very much, Roger. We've got the freshman trotters out on the racetrack, and at the moment we've got on the headset a guy that's really had a very good Little Brown Jug week so far. The guy wears the blue and the white, Mr. Brett Miller. Brett, hello, how are you? How's your day going, man?
Very good, very good.
Got to ask you again. I know you talked to Wendy a bunch of times over the course of the week. I admit I'm a little jealous. Finally, I get my turn. Tell us about Action Uncle again and how special that performance was.
He is definitely one of the nicest trotters I've ever sat behind. I got to drive his mother some, Action Broadway, and he looks exactly like her. He's built like her. He trots like her. He's kind of on the short side, but he's built like a bull, and he can fly. And the faster he goes, the better he trots.
How much fun is it to drive for those connections? Because we know they're fun guys, Virgil, Carl, and the gang.
Yeah, they're a lot of fun, and they don't ever put any pressure on me. So that's nice also.
You spoke a little bit about your move back to the state of Ohio. I know we asked you this last year, but we don't know who's tuned in today. You feel that was the right choice for you and your family, and I'll tell you what, every time I've talked to you since, you say it was definitely the thing to do.
Yes, yeah. It's tough chasing the Grand Circuit. It's tough enough just getting the drives to do it, let alone to be winning races on the Grand Circuit. And to follow the Grand Circuit, you got to hustle. And that takes a lot of time away from the family and kids. And being back here, I definitely get to see them much, much more.
What did you do with the 3 months off there?
Myself and my wife and the kids, we did a lot of card playing. The kids, they didn't know how to play Texas Hold'em, but now I think they could join a tournament now.
Oh boy, do they watch those TV shows?
Yes.
No Limit Texas Hold'em. All right.
Yep.
Hey, listen, I want to talk about something positive too. Race 16 today. That's the second elimination of the 75th anniversary Little Brown Jug. You're getting a steer in there behind. He's a long shot, but still Moneyman Hill, number 4 here. When did you get that phone call from trainer Carmen Auciello to tell you had this drive?
It was a couple weeks ago. I got a text message from a number I wasn't sure who it was, and asked me, "You have a drive in the Little Brown Jug?" And said no, and he said you could drive mine, and I kind of had to ask around for the number because I wasn't sure who it was.
You didn't give it the standard "Who is this?" question mark?
Right, yeah.
Have you looked up Moneyman Hill, a couple of those replays? Because he's been racing really well in those stakes up at Woodbine at Mohawk Park.
Yes. I mean, I see he's went off long odds. He went off long odds in the North American Cup, but he got away third, finished third, raced great. I know Osceola, he's told me that he's coming in the race sharp.
And this is his first jug, so I imagine he's got to be excited about it.
Correct, yes.
Brett, Steve Bates in here. I'd like to jump back to those Ohio breds. Action Uncle, I have said, in my opinion, is probably the best trotter this state has ever seen, being the reinsman behind it. What's your thoughts? I mean, you've been around the state a long time. Can you think of another trotter that's been as dominant as Action Uncle?
Yeah, correct. I mean, I can't think of one. I mean, there probably has been. I don't know, but I'm looking so forward to. I believe they're going to supplement him to the Breeders' Crown, and I'm looking so forward to that because I feel he could go with any 3-year-old trotting colt.
I'm trying to think of what Virgil's good trotting mare's name was.
What?
Action Broadway.
Yeah, Action Broadway.
I was just thinking, what was I totally just put it out there for a second.
And she raced late in her career. Kenneth Summers, honestly, Virgil told me this. I'll share it. I mean, Kenneth really wanted to continue to watch her race, and they raced her even in some overnights at fairs. I can remember one of her late starts at the Lancaster Fair here in Ohio, and it was mainly because Kenneth wasn't sure he would be around long enough to see her offspring, and how proud would he be of Action Uncle?
Yes, definitely.
What can we look forward to from Brett Miller after this week? Are we going to see you down in Lexington, maybe a little more Grand Circuit action, or are you going to stick to your Ohio roots here?
Yeah, I'll just be racing at Dayton Friday and Saturday. Sunday, I'm going to go up to Northfield, race at Northfield Sunday. So I'll just be sticking around there. I probably won't make it down to Lexington.
Favorite Little Brown Jug week memories?
Oh, my.
I know, it's tough. Sorry.
Yeah. Well, last year, winning the heat of the Little Brown Jug last year, that was the most exciting, race that I've ever probably raced, here at the Little Brown Jug. And then finishing second in the final, that was a lot of fun.
All right, well, listen, we want to thank you very much for taking a couple of minutes here. I know it's been a good week for you. We got the smile on your face. Maybe you'll get to see Wendy one more time there in the winner's circle.
Chances are pretty good.
Yeah, chances are pretty good. Hey, good luck in the jug today with Moneyman Hill, and we'll see you down the road.
Thank you.
Thanks, Brett.
All right, Brett Miller, top driver here in the state of Ohio, and just about everybody. And like I said, a former Meadowlands driving champion. Just want to pay a little more attention to this 9th race, this division of the Standardbred here. Bob Hayden chiming in here. Here you go. How about this for coincidence? Yearling price, Mac Lobel, $17,000. Pine Chip, $17,000. Arnold and Dickey in this race, $17,000.
Wow. Very good.
All right, there you go.
Wow.
Thanks, Bob, for that. Stakes record here, 155 flat, which was accomplished by Don Dream back in 2015. Dave Miller did the driving. But there is one team in here that's been on a roll looking for their 3rd Standardbred in a row is the team of Andy and Julie Miller. They've won the last 2. Worth of Honor last year, Prospect Hill over that. And that team has won this race 3 times overall. They've got Sonny Crockett in here at a pretty inviting price, 9-2.
Dave, we have time. I just want to give a shout-out to trainer Bill Rhodes. They're listening. Him and his wife, Leah Rhodes, establish a fund, the Helping Hooves, and it's a driver relief fund, and 100% of the funds go towards drivers that are injured in a race. And I say this because Tony Hall's in here, who's recently just coming back from a really bad accident. They did help Tony really late, but this was established later. They buy or claim a horse that races, and all the funds earned go to the drivers for that rainy day, and they're all tax deductible and everything, like all the charity that they give. So that's a cool program for drivers, and we're certainly happy to see Tony Hall back on the track.
We are. That's what I didn't want to ask Matt Cayley about that question because he'd been in an accident within the last couple of years too. All right, you heard Roger Houston call them to the Mike Webkenberg starting gate. This is the Standardbred, the 2-year-old trotting colts and geldings. They're going for a little over $47,000.
Standardbred, 2-year-old colt and gelding trotters. In behind the gate. The gate swings around the turn, and here they come. They're off off and trotting. That's Sonny Crockett going for the lead. Up on the outside, it's 2B Frank. Inside, Arnold and Dickey as they race around the turn. Killer Instinct gets away fourth. Fifth on the outside, tremendously and trailing the field as they race to the backside in the first quarter mark. It's Sir Jesse. Right back out on the outside. Arnold and Dickey and Dave Pallone to take the lead. Racing second is Sonny Crockett. Opening quarter, 27 4/5. The end of the turn, 2B Frank trots third. Killer Instinct is there fourth. Racing fifth, that's tremendously and treading the field, Sir Jesse. All in straight alignment at the 3/8 mark. On top, Arnold and Dickey leads the way by 2 1/4 lengths. Racing second, that's Sonny Crockett coming to the halfway point. 2B Frank races third, halfway home in 57. On to the backside, Killer Instinct is fourth. Out moving on the outside tremendously, now fifth. The trailer, Sir Jesse, at the 5/8 mark. On to the backside they go. Arnold and Dickey by a length and 3/4. Sonny Crockett is right there second. Racing third, 2B Frank. Going to the 3/4 mark. Arnold and Dickey takes him over to the 3/4 station in 1:25 3 and starts to open up by 3 lengths now. Racing second. That's Sonny Crockett as they race around the final turn. 2B Frank races third. Killer Instinct comes to the outside fourth. Less than an eighth of a mile to go in Ohio. It's all Arnold and Dickey and Dave Pallone. Driving home a winner by 4. Arnold and Dickey and Dave Pallone. 1:54.
Pretty dominating performance there from Arnold and Dickey. That was a cakewalk all the way around.
Wow, impressive trotter, and he's trotting another eighth as Dave's trying to ease him down. What a nice-looking colt from Bar Hopper.
And, I'll tell you what, I didn't get a chance to mention this, but look at the couple of company lines there for a horse by the name of Captain Corey. That's a son of Goo Goo Gaga that was purchased out of the Lexington sale last year. I think a little over 100,000 or 100,000. He's dominated that circuit, so we've got some serious company lines here.
And I think Roger just called stakes record performance. Watching here coming around the last turn, and Pallone is on cruise control here. Hopefully Chuck Sylvester is watching this very nice bar-hopping 2-year-old colt from Florida.
Yeah, it's a stakes record by a full second. Remember I had said Don Dream had held it from 2015. He had gone 155 when Dave Miller drove him that way. So a full second sliced off the stakes record here at odds of 1-9.
Chucky's always a fan favorite here at the Little Brown Jug.
He's a fan favorite everywhere he goes, by the way.
Well, here in Ohio especially because of his early success that he had here. And a number of people from Ohio used to go to Florida and ride for him, one of which is my partner's father-in-law, late father-in-law, Eli Stockwell.
Boy, I wish I'd had that job. You get to spend the winter in Florida down at Spring Garden Ranch.
Unbelievable.
There. Yeah. Well, there's Dave Pallone, and there is a look at the spanking-hopping son of Bar Hopping out of the Broadway Hill mare Calibrated. Again, the owners Chuck co-owns with Lynn Stolzfus and Gil Short. All of them friends for a long time. Back to the winner's circle, the Sugar Valley Farms winner's circle is Arnold and Dickey, Dave Pallone in stakes record time.
Chuck Sylvester, Lynn Stolzfus, and Gil Short. Chuck Sylvester, the trainer, Dave Pallone, the winning driver. His 48th win in his career here at Delaware, Ohio. 2-year-old colt, bar hopping out of Calibrated. Stakes record equals the track record and equals the world's record as well for 2-year-old trotting colts at Delaware, Ohio. 4th win in 9. Dave Pallone, of course, the winningest driver in the world. This is career win, 19,297 for Dave Pallone, the winningest driver in the world. Got a loose horse coming up right way of the track. Got a loose horse on the track, Missy.
And we're trying to take a look and see who might be standing. We see a I guess that's trainer or whatever
Yep.
at the top of the stretch, limping a little back into the infield, so we might need a little medical attention as well.
We've got an outrider. Looks like Missy is going to corral this thing. The horse is galloping right next to the fence.
We've got two of them working on it.
And we talked how valuable outriders are. We're going to witness it right here.
We're going to witness this, and then we're going to get to talk to Missy about it in just a couple of races. She'll go on the headset. She's steering him towards the infield. Let's see if she can grab him there. Again, very, very dangerous job that these gals do. All right, in the meantime, we're going to pay off. The horse has been caught. All right, so there we go. Round of applause from the limited fans here at the fairgrounds. Nice job, gals. Arnold and Dickey, number 1, 220, 210, 210. The 4, Sonny Crockett, 260 and 210. 6, To Be Frank, 220. Your dollar perfecta, $1.90. Your 50-cent try, 146, 305. And the 50-cent superfecta, 146 and 3. $8.45. Hey, guys, we got a camera shot of the outrider bringing that horse back to the paddock? All right. We'll have that in just a second as well. All right, Roger has the rundown.
Results are official. 9th race. Number 1, Arnold and Dickey, the winner. Number 2, Sir Jesse, 5. Number 3, Killer Instinct, 4. Number 4, Sonny Crockett, 2. Number 5, Tremendously, 6. Number 6, To Be Frank, 3. 7 was scratched. Top down, 154, 263. Bottom horse was scratched, the mile. Stakes record and equaling the track and world's record. 2-year-old trotting colts, 154.
All right. Streak does come to the end for Team Orange Crush, Andy and Julie Miller, but they did finish second. There's a look. Now, how dangerous is that, Steve? They're going at 30 miles an hour on the grass.
Well, and look at the lines. The lines are dangling there. You hope that one doesn't get wrapped around the leg. Outrider doing her best to woe this thing, and it was going at a pretty high speed when she reached with her left hand to grab the. She reached with the right hand to grab the left line.
All right. What a wonderful job. And we'll find out who that was exactly in just a little bit. All right, Roger, we'll throw to Wendy.
Downstairs to Wendy Ross.
Well, I don't know what happened to Roger, but thank you, Jason. So, yes, joining me now is the winningest driver in the world, Dave Pallone. Dave, you ever get tired of hearing that?
No, really. It's quite an honor. It's been a lot of work, but still enjoy it.
Well, Roger's walking down the stairs. I see him now. He's probably keeping count of the other wins, because if you ever forget, he knows how many wins you got for sure. So you're never going to forget.
He does keep track for me.
Now, we talked with you yesterday, and you said you don't like to do much traveling anymore. You like to golf. But, hey, when trainer Chuck Sylvester calls and says, Dave, I got a nice colt for you, you kind of jump in the car, and it kind of has worked out. He was super here today.
Well, it's an added bonus racing for Chuck. You know, he was a hero of mine when I first started in the game, a legendary trainer, and who wouldn't jump at that opportunity. But, you know, I'll go race good horse anywhere, Wendy.
So you were standing here, with the girls catching the loose horse, Jasmine Arnold making a good grab. Thank you so much, Jasmine and Missy, for keeping everyone safe. But Kelly O goes jogging by. You said, hey, Kelly O. You and him know a little bit about winning a Little Brown Jug, don't you?
Oh, it was probably my biggest day in harness racing. Yeah, it was a great day. We went in with maybe not great expectations. We were the underdog, and everything just went right that day. It was a beautiful day for great friends.
Well, Dave, congratulations. And we're going to let you get out of the winner's circle finally. Thank you so much.
Okay, thanks a lot.
Winning driver, Dave Pallone.
Good stuff for Dave there. Another win under the belts as the total continues to climb. Hey, it's time for us to take another short break here. Watching some of these later on Little Brown Jug horses possibly warming up. We see a pair for the Burke Brigade going by. There are the Sulkies getting ready for their next assignment. We will see you in about a minute or two. Come on back for more action from the Delaware County Fair.
BMI Federal Credit Union is here for all your lending needs, whether buying a car, paying for college, or starting your family. Let BMI Federal Credit Union help turn your dreams into reality. With our first-time homebuyer program, adjustable or fixed-rate mortgage loans, and personalized member service, now is a great time to purchase or refinance. Our loan specialist will work with you each step of the way. Learn more at bmifcu.org or contact us at 800-233-6880. Let's make it happen together.
Ladies and gentlemen, just as we like to harness the power of the Buckeye, you too can harness all the racing excitement.
Can we get out of this thing yet?
No.
Oh, I can hardly breathe.
Okay, fine.
Oh, lucky I'm the head. I don't feel lucky at all.